Touchdown.
Sound.
Good day in my mind, seem to take a step out. Get some in now, let your edge out. To some iceberg, you'll be heavy in my mind. Can you get the heck out? I need rest now, got me bummed out. You, baby, baby, baby. I've been on my empty mind, shit. I should've kept from losing the best of me. I worry that I wasted the best of me. Oh, you baby, you don't care. Sometimes I read a new sense, it's just urgent. Tryna make sense of those chains, got me a war in my mind. Let go, rain can't keep what's holding me. Choose the right, but it will break up in front of me. All the while, I read my own favorites now. Still wanna try, still believe it. Good day, noise, always inside. Good day, living in my mind. Help me on my fears, my limitations are disappear if you let me. Feeling like Jericho, feeling like Jrue, lost this shit. Gotta on my course to be alone. Way to kill the mood. Know you like that shit, can't go it, baby. Heavy on my empty mind, shit. I gotta keep the moves, in the first of me. Still worry that I wasted the best of me. Oh, you babe, you don't care. Sometimes I read the new sense, it's just urgent. Tryna make sense of those chains, got me a war in my mind. Let go, he was holding me. To the right, but it will break up in front of me. All the while, I read my own favorites now. Still wanna try, still believe it. Good day, noise, on the inside. Good day, living in my mind. Good day, noise, on the inside. Good day, living in my mind.
Touchdown.
Sound.
Good day in my mind, seem to take a step out. Get some in now, let your edge out. To some iceberg, you'll be heavy in my mind. Can you get the heck out? I need rest now, got me bummed out. You, baby, baby, baby. I've been on my empty mind, shit. I should've kept from losing the best of me. I worry that I wasted the best of me. Oh, you baby, you don't care. Sometimes I read a new sense, it's just urgent. Tryna make sense of those chains, got me a war in my mind. Let go, rain can't keep what's holding me. Choose the right, but it will break up in front of me. All the while, I read my own favorites now. Still wanna try, still believe it. Good day, noise, always inside. Good day, living in my mind. Help me on my fears, my limitations are disappear if you let me. Feeling like Jericho, feeling like Jrue, lost this shit. Gotta on my course to be alone. Way to kill the mood. Know you like that shit, can't go it, baby. Heavy on my empty mind, shit. I gotta keep the moves, in the first of me. Still worry.
What's going on, Tube? What's going on? Hold on, let me put my blanket together. Y'all, a lot of people been wondering why I got SZA as the intro. Let me tell y'all why, because that's a bad bitch right there. That's a fine ass woman, and I feel like I'd be doing a disservice if I don't, perpetuate not only how fine she is, but just how great her music is overall. Y'all know that. Y'all know I'm a big SZA fan. I'll be at her concert sometime soon. It's in October. I'll be there. Uh, yeah, happy NBA Media Day, y'all. We got a lot to talk about. Someone said it's on mute. Y'all can't hear me? Hold on. Is it? There's no way. There's no way. I was about to say, everything should be straight. Sometime soon. Everything's good. Man, let's before we get into the topics I got here, y'all know something crazy happened today this morning with Gobels. I should let him tell y'all on his stream, but he'll go into more detail. But this man Gobels got towed. At our own apartment, Gobels got towed, bro. Oh my God. One of the funniest shits I ever seen. Oh God. In hindsight, now looking back on it. But like in the moment it was sad because Gobels swore his car was stolen. He swore his car was stolen. It's fun. It was funny. Someone said my volume's a little low. Let me see if it's a volume thing. Nah, my volume is straight. Is that better? Can y'all hear it better? Let me take it up. Is it better for y'all? Y'all want it higher or higher? Can we get much higher? Y'all see, I also added these soundboards. I don't know if y'all can hear it. It's not even playing. Why is it not playing? I don't understand. This is so weird.
Oh man, not again.
Someone said it's better. Oh, it should be better. It should be better. I'm trying to get the soundboard to work.
Halfway.
Let's see. Speakers. Oh, a little too high. I took it down a little bit. My fault, y'all. My bad. I'm just kind of bullshitting right now. I'm not even doing anything. But how did y'all feel about Media Day? Because a lot went down. We're going to get into a couple of things. You got the whole thing with the Boston Celtics trading for Jrue Holiday. We got James Harden has still not shown up for the Philadelphia 76ers. We're probably going to get the return of Fat James Harden soon. Y'all ready? Fat James Harden, I thought that was iconic. I can't lie to you. Fat James Harden was definitely a moment in NBA history. That was a moment for sure. But let's get into the title of this space because the title of this I've been on Twitter too much. Let's get into the title of the stream because there's a lot of things to unpack from the Boston Celtics move. So for those who do not know, the Boston Celtics made a trade for Jrue Holiday. The Portland Trail Blazers, they were saying they were going to move Jrue Holiday for a while. And the package that they came to a conclusion with, I think proved, wow, another deal has been made by Devin Vassell, 5 years, 146. That's a solid deal. I like Devin Vassell. But 146 is kind of crazy. I can't lie. 146 for Devin Vassell. That just dropped an hour ago. I didn't even see that. How y'all feel about that? Devin Vassell making $146 million. It's so crazy to me how the NBA has evolved, not only with the play, but the money. Like financially, how can a guy like Devin Vassell make $146 million? And look, he's a really good player. I think Devin Vassell has a bright future in the NBA. But man, like 7, 8, 10 years ago, this would have been max money for some dudes. And this is now like just a mediocre contract in the NBA. That's so wild to me. And Vassell's solid. I'm not saying Vassell's bad. I think he's going to be a really good player for the Spurs. But man, 146 is crazy. Like that's a crazy amount of money to give somebody that may not ever be an all-star. Just saying. Someone said they're going to have role players on MTV Cribs. That's a fact. It's probably going to be the future. You know what I'm saying? But let's get into this Jrue Holiday stuff because I really do want to talk about that. The Boston Celtics made a play for Jrue Holiday. There were a list of teams that were on the market for Jrue Holiday, but the Celtics were able to land Jrue out of all these guys. I believe the Clippers were in play. There was another team that was in play as well. It was really just contenders that were trying to get Jrue, and that makes sense. He's somebody that can bring you some defense on the perimeter, good three-point shooting, or at least solid three-point shooting, a decent level of creation as your third, fourth guy. I'd probably say he's better as your third or fourth, because we all know he's not no second option. Those days are long gone if they ever existed. But with this trade now, Miami, they were also in play, but they didn't get him. So it was the Celtics trading Robert Williams and Malcolm Brogdon, a 2024 Golden State Warriors first-round pick, so the Warriors pick next year, and an unprotected first-round pick from 2029 from Boston as well. So they gave up 2 first-round picks unprotected. One of them was not theirs, but still, it's a first-round pick. Robert Williams and Malcolm Brogdon. That's kind of crazy. That's a lot for Jrue Holiday. That's a lot. But that just goes to show how much they have faith in Kristaps Porzingis, Al Horford front court, and how much they really want Jrue Holiday to kind of replace Marcus Smart, and if anything, add even more than Marcus Smart gave them, because you're expecting better offensive production now in a reduced role from Jrue Holiday, or at least in the postseason, more efficient production. I really like Jrue Holiday on this team. I'm going to be honest with you guys. Let me close this here. I like Jrue Holiday on this team, and the reason I like Jrue Holiday on this team is that, for one, like I said earlier, he's replacing what you got from Marcus Smart on both sides and adding even more offensively. You know, this is a guy that we all know is a good passer. Like I said earlier, the things he brings to the table offensively, but defensively, one of the best screen navigators in the league. And now they probably have the best point of attack in the NBA. Like, they went from a team that had some solid point of attack, but kind of got a little weaker there when you lose Marcus Smart, and there's more responsibility now on Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, and Derek White. I wouldn't say that was a weakness for them, but they lost there. They lost some point of attack. And then you replace that now with, in some people's opinion, the best guard defender in the NBA in Jrue Holiday. And also on top of that, Marcus Smart, who, yes, offensively was kind of sus. And Jrue, actually not even kind of, he was sus. And Jrue is sus in the postseason. But Jrue is a better passer than Marcus Smart, better shooter than Marcus Smart. And like I said earlier, he's going to be playing behind Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, and hell, even on some nights, Porzingis as well. You know, I think he's going to be really good. Honestly, I hate to say this as somebody that's a Giannis fan and a Bucks supporter. Drew's probably going to play better for the Celtics than he did for the Bucks. And it's because he's not having to create as much in the half court. As much as I love Giannis, he isn't as complimentary or portable as other stars in the league, and it can hurt some stars' games, or at least put expectations and roles for some players that they probably shouldn't have, like Jrue Holiday having to be a consistent creator in the half court for the Bucks. That won't happen with the Celtics because you have Jaylen Brown, you have Jason Tatum, you have Porzingis, who is not probably the best self-creator in the world, but he's still somebody that can go out there and give you some type of offensive production at a borderline all-star level, if not an all-star level. Last year, I thought Porzingis was really good, but losing Robert Williams, I think that's a tough blow. That's a tough blow. Granted, Rob Will misses a lot of games. Rob Will is very injury prone. Not to the degree that Kristaps Porzingis is on, which we're going to get to in a second, but he does miss games. But Rob Will has some lateral mobility, but he's also more known for what he does in the paint as a shot blocker and a paint presence down there. And now that you're getting rid of him, you still have Al Horford, who I think defensively, I've been waiting for the fall off of Al Horford. Not that I've been praying on it, but it just doesn't look like it's in any time soon. Now, granted, offensively, he slipped, and last year offensively, especially in the playoffs, he wasn't very good. You could really see his age, and that was the first time I thought to myself in a while that I could see his age. But aside from that, with Al Horford, I still do think that defensively he's going to be solid. We just saw him lock up the MVP in the postseason last year. And Porzingis, people are acting like Porzingis just sucks. I don't know why, and I think actually I do know why. The Wizards were not very good. A lot of people didn't watch them, and on top of that, Porzingis does have the reputation of a loser and a bum. So I somewhat get that, and I do think defensively he's not really equipped to guard guys like Giannis. I can understand that. But he is a good shot blocker. His length and size aids him in the pick and roll and drop coverage at times. And he has value. I think where they really lose Rob Will outside of the defensive presence in the paint is the rebounding. The Celtics rebounding, I think, is going to be kind of sus, right? Because all the guys on that team, you don't have somebody out there that's going to give you at least 10 boards a game. Nobody on that team can do that. Rob Will could do that. Rob Will was also a really good offensive rebounder. Porzingis, he's gotten better in some years, but he's still not that great of a rebounder for someone that's 7'4". And on top of that, you're asking Porzingis to probably be more of a roamer. I don't know who played the 5, Porzingis or Al Horford. I'd probably have Porzingis play the 5 because Al Horford, he's better at switching, and I think he's just better on the perimeter overall. So I'd probably have Al Horford at the 5. But either way, I think they're giving up a lot of rebounding. And in a conference with Embiid and Giannis, that's not great. That's not great. But I understand why they made this move, though, because at the end of the day, it's a trade-off. It's a trade-off. Rob Will, the Celtics are probably looking at that and saying, hey, we've tried with Rob Will. He hasn't consistently been healthy. And on top of that, offensively, we think that Porzingis is obviously going to give us much better chance to win and, increase our versatility. So I understand why they did it. Someone said Porzingis' defense is horrible. He had Bam dropping 40 on his head. Porzingis' defense to me is not horrible. I think he's serviceable. He's serviceable. And then with the point of attack they do have with Derek White off the bench, who I love, they kept Derek White. In my opinion, the best guard defender in the league, arguably the best role player in the NBA. I love Derek White. Good three-point shooter, improved from, the slump that he had the year prior. Solid passer, good screener. I like Derek White. And, of course, defensively, in my opinion, like I said earlier, best guard defender in the league. Gobel said that's a lie. What's a lie? Hey, Gobels, pull up. Come in. Gobels! Is he even here? Gobels is such a goofball. So you're gonna sit there, you're gonna tell me I'm lying? What am I lying about? Gobels, if you're in the house, come to the fucking room. Pause. Pull up, nigga, if you really like that. I don't think Porzingis is a bad defender, if that's what you're saying that I'm lying about. Because I don't know. Gobels just be chatting. Someone said what happened to Off the Grid. That'll be discussed on a later date because I do have things to say about OTG. We'll get to that one day. Someone said, nigga said he's at Walmart. Nigga is at Walmart. You're a fucking clown. Gobel's is goofball. But regardless, though, I still think that Porzingis, he's decent for them. He can give them some solid defensive output. Someone said Porzingis or Mobley. I'm taking Evan Mobley. I'm confused. What kind of question is that? But let's talk about the Blazers side. In my opinion, the Blazers are the best rebuilding team in the league. They're set up to be the best rebuilding team in the league. Let's look at the assets that the Blazers have gotten because, it's wild to me, right? Because all these Miami Heat fans swore to me that they had the best package. Shit, hold up 1 second. I got to turn this fan off. But what was I saying? The Miami Heat, bro. It's crazy to me how the Miami Heat were sitting there saying, and let me redo that so I can get the short right. It's crazy to me how Heat fans told me that they had the best package for Damian Lillard. Well, it's been proven now you don't. You don't have the best package because the Bucks package was clearly better. Look at what they flipped Jrue Holiday for. Robert Williams, Malcolm Brogdon, and 2 first-round picks, unprotected. You're telling me that Tyler Hero was going to give you a DPOY caliber player, a 6th man of the year, and 2 first-round picks? That's not happening. But because they instead went with the Bucks package of Jrue Holiday, Grayson Allen, and other players that they flipped to Phoenix, they were able to get not only decent pieces for their bench, but a guard that they could flip eventually, because I do think Malcolm Brogdon will be traded. And now they're set up to have guys like Scoot Henderson, Shaedon Sharpe, and Fernie that I think they should trade, but regardless, he's still there. You have DeAndre Ayton. I don't see how Miami Heat fans are still convinced that, hey, the Blazers just didn't want to deal with us out of spite. Some of that might be true, but at the end of the day, can you really blame them when they got such a great return? Honestly, you guys are the biggest losers of this offseason. The Bucks got better, the Celtics got better, and not only did they improved dramatically, especially for the case of the Bucks. They addressed issues that not only were affecting them in the playoffs last year, but that have affected them really throughout their run with their core. They gave their core what they wanted and needed, a point guard that actually is respected by the defense in the case of Boston. And in the case of Milwaukee, Damian Lillard fixes and, stitches up all of their half-court offensive issues. Meanwhile, the Heat, you lost Gabe Vincent, you lost Max Strus. I don't see how the Heat got better in this offseason. Now it's all up to guys like Jovic, Jaime Jaquez, unknowns, to step up into those roles and positions. And quite frankly, I don't think they're going to do that well, especially when Tyler Hero is going to be on the court as well. And I think Tyler Hero in a playoff setting makes the Heat worse. I'm not expecting Caleb Martin to go out there and do what he did in the postseason, especially in the Eastern Conference Finals, replicate that again next year. It's just not going to happen. I think the Heat are the biggest losers of this offseason. And they've missed out on so many stars. Damian Lillard, Kevin Durant, Donovan Mitchell, Bradley Beal, James Harden. Don't forget, James Harden could have been a Miami Heat. And hey, assuming butterfly effect, if he doesn't get hurt, you have James Harden, peak James Harden, Bam Adebayo, and Jimmy Butler. Hell, even if James Harden does get hurt, James Harden right now with this Miami Heat team, or at least with that core of Jimmy and Bam, that's a great big three. Great big three. James Harden's floor spacing, ball handling, playmaking, Jimmy Butler slashing off the ball, also being a nice little cutter. He catches lobs too. And Bam Adebayo, one of the best pick and roll players in the league, not only as a roller, short roller as well, nice passer, amazing lob threat. Pairing him with James Harden would have been a perfect pairing. So, honestly, I think the Miami Heat, they folded on so many stars, and missing out on Damian Lillard might have been the last gasp. Their championship window, to me, was never really open with their current team and core, but at least we knew if they were able to get somebody to help their half-court offensive issues outside of Jimmy Butler, I definitely think this team could have been winning a championship by now, or at least could have been legitimately competing for a championship, because sure, they have gone to the finals in twice over the last 3 to 4 seasons, but we never expected them to win. They were never going to beat the Lakers. Even if they were fully healthy, they were going to always lose to the Lakers, and they were going to lose to the Nuggets one way or another. So to me, they're the biggest losers of this offseason, personally speaking. This man Gobels really went to get water. We were supposed to go to the Galleria, you clown. God, this guy is such a goofball. A goofball. Cash grab organization. Never, ever want to see this team in the final. You guys know, I never, ever. Man, that was water. Sorry. Want to see this team in the finals again, though. Honestly, I never do. I never want to see the Miami Heat team in the finals. But while we're talking about James Harden, let's talk about James Harden. Let's talk about James Harden, because have y'all seen what James Harden has been doing lately? My God, hold up. Let's pull it up. James Harden apparently is pulling a Houston James Harden again. I'm going to put it on the screen so you guys can see. James Harden has gone AWOL. And some people think he's going to be blackballed from the league. Here it is, right here. I'll put it on the screen. How do I? Okay, I got to put this behind. as you guys can see right here. James Harden is expected to eventually show up for camp and make the situation painful for the 76ers, per Jared S. Greenberg. He was fine today because he didn't show up for media day. James Harden is so weird to me. He's so weird to me. And let me full screen myself so I can get that short clip, Got to get them clips. James Harden is going out so sad right now. He is handling this extremely immature. This is a guy that, as great of a player he is and was and still is, all NBA level, James Harden is a 20-10 guy on any team in the league. And this guy has now resulted to being a diva every single offseason. You were in Houston. They gave you everything you wanted. They gave you Dwight Howard. They gave you Chris Paul. They gave you Russell Westbrook. You couldn't get it done. Didn't even get to the finals one time. Made 2 Western Conference finals. That was it. And hey, it's fine. You ran into the Golden State Warriors. You request a trade. And instead of doing it the right way, you decide to go party with Lil Baby, eat some honey buns, wear a fat suit. Then they finally move you after you basically quit. Remember that game against the Lakers where he quit and then the post-game press conference said, we're just not good enough, right? That's what you said. That's what you did to the team that took a chance on you. The team that traded for you and made a move that a lot of people questioned. But nah, they did that and they trusted you to be the face of their franchise and you delivered. You may not have delivered a championship, but you delivered some of the greatest offensive seasons of all time. Then after you leave Houston and you force your way out, you're instantly an MVP candidate. All of a sudden, you can hoop again. After quitting in Houston, you can hoop again. You're an MVP candidate in Brooklyn and your hammy goes out. And granted, I commend you for playing in the playoffs, but guess whose fault it is that your hamstring got damaged and probably damaged your career? Your fault. You chose to play. If you're on the court, you're healthy enough to play. I'm not going to knock you for how bad you played because at the end of the day, I can clearly see you're hampered with the injury. But you chose to do that. And it has obviously long-time effects that probably damaged and ended your prime. Or at least, the better years of your career. Now you're obviously tailoring off. You're declining hard. Then the next year, the vaccine stuff happens with Kyrie. What happens? You're tired of it because you don't want to carry the franchise. You don't want to carry that team on your back. And I understand you're not even the same player that you were in Houston. I get it. But then to quit the same way you quit in Houston without the fat suit this time, let's give him some type of credit, right? He didn't use a fat suit, but you quit on Brooklyn. And then they move you to Philly. You get to play with your boy Joel Embiid. Y'all the pick and roll maestro, right? You make it work. The first year, you lose to Miami in the second round, right? Hey, half a season, we didn't get our full chemistry. Let's run it back. Let's bring in PJ Tucker. Let's bring in Daniel House. Let's get DeAnthony Melton. And this year, Joel Embiid is an MVP. An MVP, and a lot of that is because of you. You helped him, your playmaking, how effective you guys were in the pick and roll. Embiid can roll to the rim. He can pop as well. You give him nice entry passes. He's feeding off your gravity. Hell, even Tyrese Maxey feeding off your gravity. I believe Tyrese Maxey, a big reason why he played so well last year in the regular season and the playoffs is because of James Harden. But guess what? What happens in the postseason? You can bet the over and under on every single game. Either you're having an amazing game of 45-point, outburst offensively with or without Joel Embiid on the court, or you're having stinkers of 10 points, 5 turnovers, last 3 games scoreless in the fourth quarter. That's you. And then you have the nerve to call out Daryl Morey in the offseason and say you don't want to play for him because he's not trying to give you a max contract? You weren't an all-star this year. You weren't an all-NBA player this year, and you went out sad in the playoffs, and you want a max contract? Who do you think you are? James Harden, you're a great player, but at a certain point in time, you have to take accountability for all these situations. You put yourself here. You wanted to come to Philly. You asked for a trade from Houston. You didn't get what you wanted. in Brooklyn, the place you were traded from in Houston. You left Brooklyn, got another trade, and now you're in Philly and you want another trade. Buddy, you can't keep backdooring your way out of every situation. And it's not like the situation you're in right now is the worst in the world. A lot of players would dream to play with Joel Embiid, the MVP of the NBA last season. That's the situation you want out of. Daryl Morey has given you everything you wanted, but because you didn't get this one max contract, and mind you, you opted in, right? James Harden, you opted in. Daryl Morey does not have the final say in Philly. He's the GM. He's not the owner of the team. He may want certain things, but the owner may want something else. And guess who he has to defer to? The owner. And not only did you call out Daryl Morey, you called him out in China of all places. You knew what you were doing going to China to do that. You put this man's job at jeopardy probably by doing that. I'm sorry. I can't respect the way he's moving right now. This is nasty. And now you're not showing up to media day. You've been fined for that. You're not going to show up to training camp, I'm sure. And if you do, you're going to show up with a fat suit like you did in Houston. You're going to do every single thing to get out of Philly. And it's nasty. It's nasty. James Harden is ruining his legacy. He is. He's still going to be a Hall of Famer, and he deserves it. I don't care what anyone says. Obviously, he deserves it. He's one of the top 30 players of all time. Arguably the best player to never win a championship. But James Harden has to look in the mirror and understand that a lot of his failures are on him. Not only with your underperformances in the playoffs, but how you've acted afterwards. No accountability here. No accountability. This is ridiculous. Honestly, it's ridiculous that James Harden's doing this, and I hope nobody's defending this. Honestly, for the most part, I've been seeing people slander James Harden, and rightfully so. He deserves slander because this is nasty what he's doing. It's gross. It's gross. Man, I don't know where they're going to send James Harden off to. I really don't know. A Scotty Barnes fanboy. I know you saw those Scotty Barnes shooting clips. Who watches Scotty Barnes shooting clips other than people in Toronto that still have hope that he's going to be some decent player? Be serious, brother. Be serious. I got already shaved, bro. I just shaved this stuff off and it's already growing again. Man, it's crazy. Someone said the 2012 finals. Come on, he was young. I'm not going to kill him for that. I won't kill him too much for that. Gobel said, I hope he's in China. I hope he is too. Gobel's, bro, how do I get this soundboard to work? I've been trying and trying, dog. I do not know how to get this shit to work.
Halfway. Halfway. Halfway.
I do not know. Maybe I got to add a sound here. Do I? Do I add a sound? Speaker. Oh, maybe not. I don't know. You heard it? Oh, y'all heard it? Bro, no way. Add a sound. How to get this shit to work.
Halfway.
Oh, wow. It worked.
Halfway.
Bro, how?
Halfway.
I do not know. Maybe I got to add. Bro, the fact that it worked is crazy. I didn't even. Oh, Gobels is calling me. Yo. No, I heard it. No, I heard it when I heard the stream back, which is weird. Ah, got you.
Oh man, not again.
Okay, I got you. So they're hearing you. Okay, I got you. I'm doing it. Is it monitor only or monitor and output? Okay, I got you. It's good now. Appreciate that. Y'all saying Gobels should join the live? Bro, Gobels, we've had enough of Gobels. Okay, I should be able to hear it now.
Oh man, not again.
Wow, I didn't hear it. Y'all heard that, though. I know y'all did. That's so weird.
Oh man, not again.
Whatever, man. I'll fix that shit later. Oh, man. James Harden. I think that should be enough of that bum. Somebody said, is James Harden going to be blackballed from the league on Twitter? I don't think James Harden will be blackballed because I still think he's too good. Like the NBA, I wouldn't say they need James Harden anymore. He's not that guy that he was in Houston. He's not a top 5, top 10 guy anymore. Some even don't think he's a top 20 player, which I think is a little too far. But nonetheless, I still do think, actually, it's not a little too far because I can understand some people's arguments for certain players over James Harden. But my point is, though, with James Harden, he's not as valuable as he probably thinks he is, you know, because nobody was really willing to trade for James Harden when he was available. If I'm any team in the league, I don't want James Harden. I don't because I know the minute things go south and he doesn't get his way, he's going to pull this kind of shit again. Why would I want him? If I am the Knicks, why do I want him? Even if you think he's better than Jalen Brunson is not going to quit the moment he doesn't get a max contract. If I am the Clippers, why do I want him? Yeah, Kawhi and Paul George, they may not always be available, but guess what? They're not going to put on fat suits the moment they don't get what they want. Why would any team, especially a team trying to win a championship, want James Harden? And that's sad because he's such a great player still to this day. But everything else, the baggage that comes with him, nobody wants that on their team. It's a headache. It's a fucking headache. It is. It truly is. And it's sad. It's sad because one of the greatest players of all time, one of my favorite players to watch growing up, the man is just, he's going out sad. This is sad, honestly. This is sad. The Clippers want him. Go Bells. Even if the Clippers want him, like, I'm gonna be real. I'm not giving up much for him. I'm getting pennies on the dollar if I'm the Sixers at that point. And you know Daryl Morey will not be fleeced in any type of trade. But let's keep it moving. Let's keep it moving because a lot of things happen at Media Day. My Chicago Bulls. Let's talk about my Chicago Bulls real quick. It's been rough. I won't lie. A lot of news has dropped about my team. Here it is right here. Actually, do y'all want to talk about Jimmy? Let's talk about Jimmy for a second. So Jimmy Butler, I don't know what's up with Jimmy at these media days. He just... Jimmy is so hilarious to me. He's such a troll. He purposely shows up to these media days with these haircuts or, you know, these hairstyles. And, you know, he's clearly trying to make them take these pictures of him. And, you know, I think that, like, the official photo for Jimmy Butler last year, because of how he showed up to media day, was, like, him with the fucking extensions. That was crazy. And now, look at him, looking like a soccer mom. Emo soccer mom. Crazy. Looks like he could be in Fall Out Boy or something. I don't know what he's doing. He's got his nails painted black. He's got the piercings up here and, you know, in his head and his nose and his lips. And then he's got the hair. Jimmy is such a troll. He'll be back to normal in like a month. If he's actually hooping like that, that'll be so crazy. Can you imagine Jimmy Butler, a dude hooping on you with this kind of hair? I'd be so mad. Imagine this dude bullying his way to the rim looking like that. Bro gonna be playing Debo Samuel's ball looking like that. Actually, no. I forgot to even show y'all the quote. Well, I showed it to y'all, but as you can see, Jimmy Butler said, "I'm gonna go beat Dame, Giannis, and Adrian Griffin on our way to a title."
Ha! How, Sway? How, Sway?
How? It's not happening, buddy. Oh, my homie's calling me. I have to call you back, brother. Point is, though, Jimmy Butler, they're not winning a championship. They're not getting a title. They're not going back to the finals. They're not going back to the conference finals, more than likely, unless they avoid the Celtics and the Bucks on the way to doing so. It's just not going to happen. Jimmy is my guy. I love Jimmy Butler. But he has a tendency to, overstep some things and, talk as if he's trying to get some quotables. But honestly, I don't even think he's trying to do that. I just think that's who Jimmy Butler is. Some people think he's faking it. Jimmy's always been like this since Chicago, But I do think sometimes it is like, oh, here we go, this guy again. Remember last year when he was like, I'm not going to hold the conference finals trophy. I'm going to hold the next one. And they all frowned in their conference finals picture as if it was how dare they just make it to the conference finals? We want more, right? Nigga, y'all are never going to win a championship with that core. And I'm not getting back to Miami Heat, bro. It's just, they're just so stinky. A bunch of sweaty Africans and, sweaty black people. I love my people. Let's not do that. Yeah. Let's move on to my Bulls. We'll take questions. I'm gonna drop a Q&A in the chat. You guys can ask me some questions. There it is right there. Let me put it there. Hold up. There it is, the Q&A right there in the chat. You guys should be... Wait, what? Did it just not get it? Did it not go through? Did you guys not see the Q&A? Trying to put this Q&A in the chat so you guys can ask me stuff. I don't know why this Q&A is not going through. There it is. There it is right there. Ask me anything. There y'all go right there. Ask me anything. Y'all have the right to ask me any type of questions. Obviously stupid questions and, they won't be answered. But regardless, y'all go ahead and do that. Ask me anything y'all want. I'm trying to go to where the questions are. Why is it saying chat disconnected? On my end, it's literally saying that the chat is disconnected. I don't know why. I'm going to reload that. See what's the deal. Whatever. Whatever. If it can't go through there, just ask it in the chat and I'll answer any questions I can. But let's talk about the Bulls Media Day because it's been pretty sad. So for the Chicago Bulls, this is the squad. Man, when I tell you these guys have zero aura right now, it's crazy. Look at it. About to put it up. You guys should be able to see it. Just zero aura. Look at these guys. They just look sad. Look at Pat Will, dog. Pat Will just looks like a guy not determined. Look at that guy. I feel bad for him. Look at Levine. Look at Levine. These guys just look sad. And then there's Caruso smiling like not a care in the world, chilling. This is sad. This is sad. Honestly, my Bulls, bro. Free us, bro. And did y'all see our jerseys? Oh my God. They're freaking ugly. They gave us these city jerseys. Let me show y'all. Here it is. Man, I don't know what that is right there, but here's the Bulls leaked city jerseys. Man, I'm not going to lie. The NBA needs to end their little jersey partnership with Nike, bro. These jerseys stink. Look at that. We're losing all the aura. All the aura. Okay, all the aura is gone. Man, this is disgusting. This looks, and it may be one of those jerseys that when they wear, it looks a lot better, but right now, I don't like it at all. I don't like it. Man. Man, another year of mediocrity coming. And this jersey is just the personification of it, unfortunately. But if you go to our media day, there's been a lot of quotes. Lonzo, he talked about his health. Here it is right here. This is how he's feeling. He said pretty good, about halfway through the rehab process. Halfway. This guy has missed 2 seasons, and he's halfway through the rehab process. My God. Got a long way ahead of me, but each week I've been progressing. I'm just trying to stay positive and take it day by day. I definitely plan on playing again. I'm only 25, and I felt like rehab process is going so well so far. I'm just keeping my head up and keep going to work. This is rough, man. It's sad to see what's happened to Lonzo. I mean, it looks like he even put on a little bit of weight. You can see it in his face a little bit. But I just feel bad for him. I mean, yeah, this is my reaction. Pain seeing what's going on with Lonzo, not only as a Bulls fan, but just an NBA fan in general. Like, and you don't want to see anyone get hurt, but Lonzo is just like such a specific case because he had all these expectations, and then he didn't really live up to them in LA. This fan is still on. I was wondering why I was so cold. But yeah, it's sad to see injuries hit Lonzo specifically because the man had all these expectations in LA. He had all these expectations, even when he went to the Pelicans, right? Like, he didn't have Magic Johnson level expectations, but he was expected to at least be a solid player in piece. Let me enlarge myself. Pause, yo. That was crazy. But yeah, injuries hitting Lonzo is more severe than a lot of other players because this is a guy, yes, he was Curry with the 40-inch vertical, but this is a guy that came in the league with mega expectations from the Lakers, was traded to the Pelicans because he didn't reach those expectations and they wanted to build better around LeBron James with Anthony Davis. Then with lowered expectations, he played solid in New Orleans but had a couple injuries here and there. And then they moved him because New Orleans didn't want to pay him and they didn't believe in him. And they probably made a solid gamble considering as soon as he gets to Chicago, it looks like he found a home. He's anchoring one of the top 10 defenses in the league as a guard, him and Alex Caruso. And unfortunately, he gets hurt after only 35 games. As good as he was as a passer, and obviously as a floor spacer, 3-point shooter, I think he shot 40% from 3 on a high volume as well. And defensively, he was amazing, like I said earlier. But he gets hurt. And it's just sad to see. The guy missed all of last season, and now he's probably going to miss all of next season. This is rough, man. The guy literally was saying it hurts to run earlier this year in an interview. It's sad. It's sad to see what's happened to Lonzo. And, I mean, none of it is really his fault, but it's rough. Someone said Lonzo is just another Austin Rivers. Lonzo is better than Austin Rivers ever was. Let's be serious. And Austin Rivers, I actually thought he was going to be really good. His high school tape was so crazy. I thought Austin Rivers was going to be so nice. But yeah, this has been rough to see for Lonzo. It's been rough to see. And the Bulls, they're going to have to pay the price. I mean, not only are they currently paying him, but he's not playing. And when he last played, we were the 1 seed at a point in time. We were the first seed in the Eastern Conference at one point in time. Granted, we were, going to become the new Utah Jazz of the East, but it's just tough. But also, do y'all see DeRozan's kicks? DeRozan's shoes was hard. Let me show y'all. DeRozan's shoes was hard. Let me show y'all what I'm talking about. Hey, chat, rate these. Enlargement pump manual. That's crazy. Rate these shoes, y'all. How y'all feeling? Let me. So there go my guy Debo. But look at these. Instead of air, he got the shy on it, the up tempos. How y'all feeling on these shoes? A cool 7? I think these, actually, yeah, 7 is probably right. I say 7, 8. I think they look hard though. Man, bro, do y'all see DeRozan's feet? Look at how scaly they are. Look at his legs. Dog. Put some lotion on them. Y'all see that? I know y'all see that, right? Look at his legs. Oh my God, dude, put some lotion on. That's not KD level, but that's crazy though. That's crazy. Slap some Lubriderm on that, man. Pause. But yeah, I like the shoes. I think they solid. I'd probably give it a 7, 7.5, maybe an 8. But I think they solid. I just thought they looked fresh. But yeah, like I said, we're heading into another year of mediocrity. Unfortunately, it sucks. It really does. I mean, at least my guy Giannis is gonna be succeeding. We'll see how my boy Steph does, but my boy Levine, it's gonna be another rough season. Hopefully, we make the playoffs. But if I had it my way, I would just want us to be so bad so we get the first overall pick. The league will rig it for us, like some people think they rigged Derrick Rose draft. But yeah, I could talk about all the mistakes we've made. The one thing I'm really anticipating, though, is how well Patrick Williams plays. Because Pat Will, this is a guy that he can knock down the mid-range, pull up. He's a good corner three-point shooter. He's developed there. Amazing defender. Very flexible there on that side of the ball. And, of course, as we all know, his length and size, the ceiling is so high for him. The potential is crazy for a guy like that. Someone's saying it's sad to be able. Is that Bino? Bino? I would say something about the Thunder, but they're actually doing solid. Levine should join the Cavs. That's not happening, buddy. That's not happening, bro. Joel, you're right. Justin Fields and Vooch playing in the same city. Can you believe that? Justin Fields suck. To all the football fans out there, Justin Fields is horrible. He's trash. He actually had a decent game against the Broncos, but I think that is just more indicating that the Broncos, it's more indicative that the Broncos defense is not what people thought it would be this year. But hey, I don't want to get all football on you guys, and I don't know if y'all even care about that. But yeah, Chicago sports is cooked. Chicago sports is cooked. But I think that wraps up this stream. I appreciate all you guys for showing up and showing out, and showing all the love you guys consistently show. Appreciate that for real. I'm going to keep streaming as much as possible. But you guys, y'all stay safe. Y'all have a blessed